Hello and welcome back to my podcast. It's Tisha the Diva and it is Tisha Tuesday. So y'all already know what time it is. This is for my ladies. Y'all, I am so excited to be bringing you not one, not two, not three, but 4 episodes. This is my fourth episode. And again, I am so excited. I am so proud of myself. Just my consistency, just my discipline. I am so proud of myself. And I do want to thank you all for tuning in every week to listen to what the fuck I gotta say. So thank you. I really do appreciate it. This podcast, again, is for my women of color. This is for encouragement. This is for empowering. This is for motivation. Again, these are topics that I care about, things that me and my girlfriends talk about, things that me and my sister, me and my mother, things that I see. Basically, this podcast is for you ladies. Again, my girls of color. It is informatively black. Although I don't discriminate against any other women of color. But again, this is for us. All right? I am your support. I am your motivation. We are here for each other. So again, I do want to thank everyone for tuning in every week and just staying with me. I do appreciate that. So thank you. Just a recap of last week. My mom and my sister, it was their birthday. And we went to the Shaking Crab. I'm not sure if anybody went to the Shaking Crab in Chesapeake, but it was my first time going. And it was really, really good. I didn't eat much. I had so much food left over that I was able to take it home. And how I warmed it up, because me personally, I have a thing about warming things up in a microwave depending on what type it is, especially meat, which I haven't had chicken, pork, or beef in some time now. Chicken was probably the last thing, but I haven't had beef or pork. Beef in months, pork in maybe about like a month or 2 months, and chicken, like I was kind of like slowly kind of phasing that out. But I'm down to just seafood, shrimp, crabs, scallops, or fish, all that good stuff of that nature, okay? But anyway, I went to the Shaking Crab, and by myself, that shit was like fucking $50. That is definitely a place that, if you're a big seafood lover, definitely go. But bitch, that's a date place, okay? That's a place you go on a date. Because $50 by myself, and I didn't get no drink, not even a Coca-Cola. I only had water, hold the lemon, and some crab legs, some shrimp without the heads, and a little corn and potatoes. $50. And they add gratuity for, I think, a party of 5 or 6 or more. So that's a date place. But other than that, how I warmed up my stuff the next day. So I got a nice pot, a big size pot, and put like half, not even half, maybe like a quarter of water in there. And I put a strainer on top of it. I let the water boil, and I put the strainer on top of it, and I put my bag, like the little seafood broil bag, I put it on top of the strainer and put a lid on it, and I allowed that to steam. And after that, my leftovers taste just like I had picked it up from the Shaking Crab. So again, if you haven't been to the Shaking Crab, it is in Chesapeake. I definitely recommend, for my seafood lovers, that if date night or haven't been, that you all check it out. And we went there for my mom's birthday. The next day, that following Wednesday, the next day, my sister, it was her birthday. So my mom and my sister, their birthdays are, day after each other. Mother's birthday, August 7th. Sister's birthday, August 8th. And we went to, shout out to my sister, best friend, Britt, I'm pretty sure some of y'all have seen her. She the mail lady. Like, my sister best friend, she is so lit because every year she hits me up wanting to do something for my sister's birthday and basically, just asking me for my assistance and for my help. And my sister, both of them, back and forth, they pretty much plan each other birthdays. So she wanted to plan a surprise birthday party for my sister, and have dinner at Maggie McFly's. My sister is such like, my sister is a little bit stubborn. When she wants to do what she wants to do, that's it. But she's willing to compromise. And it turned out to be a blast. And we went to Maggie McFly's in Lynn Haven, in Virginia Beach. It's located near the Barnes & Noble of the Lynn Haven Mall. And that is probably one of the, I'm not going to say one of the best, but one of the best organic, farm grown, no steroids, no GMOs, none of that. So if you are, have a diet where you have a gluten-free diet, or, you prefer to have that more lean taste, or stuff that hasn't been touched as far as the different steroids and the different things that they inject into like the animal products, I definitely recommend Maggie McFly's, because again, like I said, everything is pretty much organic, steroid free, GMO free, gluten free, and it's really good, and the prices were freaking amazing. I got a salmon and steak dinner with the drink, with the extra side of mac and cheese. I paid for me and my sister, and our stuff came up to $66. $66. I had salmon, garlic asparagus with, garlic mashed potatoes with asparagus, with a margarita on the side. Not one of them little skimpy margaritas, but a jumbo margarita on the rocks with sugar on the rim. And my sister had her a nice little steak dinner. Grass-fed steak. Grass-fed. Not them giving. Anyway, definitely go. They do have a happy hour, so I would definitely recommend that you all go. And speaking of my sister, me and her had a conversation. She was talking to her baby daddy, and she was telling him that I had a podcast, and he was asking my sister, "Well, have you listened to her podcast?" And she was like, "No, well, I didn't get around to it." And my sister was like, her baby father did not let up. He did not let up on her. He was saying, "Why haven't you listened to her podcast yet? You're her sister, your family, blah, 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 blah. Man, that's you supposed to support her no matter what." Not saying that my sister don't support me, because I feel like my sister is one of my biggest supporter. But that's basically what I want to go ahead and get into, is support. Your support system. Those who are doing things around you. How are you supporting them? I have a podcast. My family, my friends, everybody around me know I have a podcast. And I do appreciate those, again, who have been listening and reposting and liking and sharing and all of that stuff. But my question is, why does it take you supporting someone with, why does it take you having to support someone after somebody has to acknowledge that you're not supporting them? Why does it have to take somebody to be like, "Oh, well, your sister got a podcast and you haven't listened yet. Your friend has a podcast and you haven't listened yet." If you are somebody's support, that it should be automatic. Anytime your friend or anybody has anything, a business, whatever they have, if that's your friend and that's your family, you should be the first person to buy, to listen, to get, to whatever. You should be the first person. It should be automatic. Like it does. You don't even have to think about it. For instance, my brother, he has a little t-shirt line, an apparel line called So Groovy. and he'll say, hey, can you repost this? Before I do anything, I don't even think about it. I repost it. I share it and all of that stuff. I don't even give myself time to think about anything else. I just do it. There should never be any excuse on why you can't support anyone. There should never be any excuse of, oh, well, I didn't know. That's why you ask. This is exactly why you ask. If you don't know, ask. Ask how, okay, well, how do I do this? How do I repost? How do I share? Just ask, because that person can send you a link. They can send you something so that you just put it up. It doesn't matter on what platform that you share it. Even if that person share it on Instagram and you're a Facebook user, screenshot it and share it. It don't matter. It does not matter if that post only gets 1, 2, 3, 4 likes. The fact is, you shared it and that you supported it. And so again, with the support, you have to hold, certain people to certain standards. Call those very people out and that, hey, I have this. Why haven't you done this? Why haven't you done that? Why, hold people to a certain standards. Definitely if they're your support system. Your support system are the very people that are going to get you through things in life. Your support system is going to be there to make sure to try to make that load a little bit easier. Your support system can consist of your significant other, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, person that you're dating. That could be your support system, your friends, your family. It could be some of your colleagues, like your coworkers, those people that you can confide in, those people that you can confide your hopes and dreams in, that believe in you. Those are the people that should be supporting you. There should never be any reason or any excuse ever on why you can't support a friend or a family member. And that's why they say that your friends and family be the least to support you, because it's real. It is so real. It is so real. Sometimes it be the people that you least expect, like your family and friends, that don't support you. I sell jewelry. I sell jewelry, and I think the only 2 people that have brought in anything, and I've ordered stuff for people and I have their orders and all of that stuff. And again, I need to be proactive. But the only people that have ordered anything from me is my best friend that lives out in Georgia and my aunt that lives in New York. I haven't had any direct sales from anybody here in the state of Virginia. Like anybody. People who I've reposted their stuff has not brought anything from me. People who be like, oh, I ain't know you was doing that, or I ain't know da. All right, cool. What the fuck ever. Y'all see me up here, paparazzi, link in bio, shop my link and all of that stuff. But again, I have only had 2 people to buy from me. And that is, again, my friend in Georgia and my aunt that lives in Harlem, New York. But that's okay, because I am setting, now I may do some direct sales where I order and I sell it and all that stuff, but I want to have a passive income, and I prefer people to just shop online. I prefer that people order their stuff off the website, and I know it is like a $5.99 shipping and handling fee, but okay, you paid more shipping and handling than that before on any other websites or whatever. Again, it's all about support. Again, no excuses. Just do it. Just do it. Don't think about it. Just do it. It should be second nature when somebody comes to you, a family, a friend, and they say that they're doing something. It ain't hard to support people. It's not. It's really not hard to support people. Either you want to do it or you don't. Point blank, period. Again, so, you got to hold people to certain standards. And again, that goes, into just that accountability that you have to have, not only for yourself, but for those that are around you. And speaking of, accountability and support, another conversation that, I was having was with, my sister, was about getting out of debt. So that probably is my biggest number one thing that I want to take care of. Now, I write all the time. I write out my dreams. I write out my goals. For years, I've been saying how I don't want to be struggling anymore. I don't want to be feeling like I'm broke. I don't want to feel like I don't have enough money. And me and my best friend Jaleesa, we were just talking about like the state of mind. If you can get out of a certain state of mind, it will allow you to go and reach different levels, but you got to get out of your own way. My best friend Jaleesa and I, we were having a conversation about, I hate corporate America. I despise corporate America. And I despise corporate America because I feel like it is a slave system. You're trading time for wages. You basically you have it. That's an obligation to go to work because you have to have money. You got to make sure that you pay this. You got to make sure that you pay that. However, these companies don't give shit about you. You're disposable. If you decide to leave, quit, die, anything, or they decide to get rid of you, you better believe they got 5, 6, 7, 8 people in a training class right now that's ready to do what you do. I hate corporate America. I hate how policies and procedures change suddenly and you're supposed to be on board. Like, I don't like stuff like that. I'm a transition type person. Get me warmed up. Get me warmed up. Let me know that things are going to be changing effective August 14th. Tell me that a couple of days ago, a week ago, a couple months ago. Because even if it was already in the process of being changed, you should have rolled out a memo that within a couple of weeks, within a couple of days, we're going to be rolling this policy and procedure out. Not get an email at 8 o'clock in the morning. You barely even got the daggone your coffee, your cup of joe, wipe the crust out your eyes, and goddamn set your computer up and check your emails. And they like, effectively, right now, the time that you done check this email, don't do this no more, or you're going to get written up, find a written warning and all. I can't do it. And, me and my best friend, we were talking about when I had worked at PRA, which is a debt collection agency, ironically. But I hated that place. I didn't like it. I felt that I was sentenced to prison time every time I would pull up in that parking lot. It's like no matter how I would mentally prepare myself, this is it. You got it. You're going to get a check today. You're going to get a pop. You're going to be out-outing and all of that stuff. Nah. Soon as I hit that parking lot, skirt, my mood would just instantly change. And I would still, those positive affirmations, I would still get them going and all of that stuff or whatever. But as soon as I turned through those little turnstile doors, it was like I was ready to serve my bid. I couldn't stand it. I hated it. I didn't like it at all. It's just, it was not a place where I wanted to be. And I made really good money. And if I could have just stuck it out a little longer, who knows? But I wasn't willing to figure out because I hated waking up and going to that place. I used to wake up and cry, like ears full of tears, crying because I didn't want to go there. I felt like I was too good for that place. Me. That's my personal feelings. And I'm not saying those that still go there and work there. Me, as for me and my house, and as for me and my dreams, as for me and my goals, that did not serve me. And I was there for 9 months. And I didn't have a plan when I quit. That's the only thing that I would suggest. If you are in a place that you hate, get a plan for your transition. I just knew I didn't want to be there no more, and I couldn't take it no more, and I couldn't stand another day there. And I quit. I did. And that was probably one of the best days that I could have done, because I was surrounded by people who had chose their fate. I was surrounded by people at that job who was okay with being at that level and with that position, and that's okay. On your journey through life, you will meet people who are okay with being stagnant, who are okay with being complacent. I know I have dreams that are fucking larger than life, and that did not fulfill me, so I had to go. So I have a couple of part-time jobs, but I'm okay with my couple of part-time jobs because it gives me freedom. I like to be free. I don't like to be tied down to anything that is not allowing me to grow. And with that being said, my number one goal is to get out of debt. Yes, it's to start a podcast and, to launch a book and have a performing arts center. But before I can do that, before God can bless me with anything, with all the desires of my heart, I have to manage what He has given me right now. I have enough money to do what I need to do. And that's the mental mindset. I got enough money to do what it is that I need to do. I just need to budget correctly. The other night, and I posted on my Instagram, I spent $63.25 in books, because how I feel, in order to learn and have knowledge and have wisdom, you have to study. You have to, self-educate yourself on the very things that you want. That's why a lot of people are self-taught. A lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of millionaires, they're self-taught. I believe in the saying, trial and success. Don't ever come to me with no trial and error bullshit, because I don't believe it. Trial and error means to me that you tried it out and it's always going to be fucked up. It's never going to work. Trial and error. Trial and success, meaning that you can test it, you see what works, and you see how to make it better every single time. Trial and success. I don't believe in trial and error, but I believe in trial and success. And that's what everything is. So with learning and self-teachings and educating yourself, I was like, I'm just going to buy some books because I enjoy reading. I really enjoy reading. That's one of a hobby of mine. And I haven't been doing it as much because I've been making excuses. But I have books and books and books for days of different topics and different subjects. And again, one of the books I decided to buy was Dave Ramesy's Total Money Makeover. And it basically shows you and tells you and educates you on how to get out of debt. And how I look at my life, I look at the longevity in it. I want to get out of debt so I can live the life that I always dreamed of. And I heard this person that says, you can't make $1 million, $1 million. You can't have this $1 million home and this $1 million life if you're not willing to make 1 million sacrifices. My 1 million sacrifices getting my money right. And Dave Ramesy has 7 steps. And I'm excited. I don't even have a book yet. The book said it don't come until Friday. But I don't have the book yet. But I've been mentally getting myself prepared for this journey. Mentally getting prepared for this journey. So on Instagram, I decided to follow the hashtag debt-free journey and debt-free community. Because I am on a journey and I need people to support me. Can't get the support from other people, my immediate people, but I'm about to get this support from this community that's about to help me get out of debt. And I've given myself to September 2020, 24 months to get myself out of debt. And that includes everything. Student loans, everything. I've seen people who are in 6 digits debt, like drowning in debt. and their different processes and procedures that they're doing to climb themselves out with the money envelope. So anyway, but Dave Ramesy Baby Steps, he has 7 steps. Step 1, save $1,000 in emergency funds. If you already have $1,000 right now saved to your name, but you are still trying to get out of debt, you're already at step 2. Pay off your debt in a snowball effect. And the snowball effect is starting off with your smallest debt and paying them, and then you tackle your biggest debt. Now, some people say that they prefer to pay their larger debt off first because, it makes payment history. But continue to make payments on your larger debt, but still pay off your smaller debt first, because that's stuff that's falling off of your credit. That looks good. It's off. You paid the balance in full. You paid, but you're still showing that longevity and that healthy and good payment history with making payments on your larger ones. But again, step 1, save $1,000 in emergency funds. Step 2, pay off all debt in the snowball effect. Step 3, save 3 to 6 months of your expenses. Now, again, these steps aren't to be done and completed within 1 day and 2 weeks. It just all depends on how you're able to save, because some people aren't single and paying off debt. Some people are in marriages and in relationships paying off debt. So if you're able to have 2 incomes, it'll be a little bit easier. But as for me, I'm by myself. So it says save 3 to 6 months of your expenses. And step 3B is to save 10 to 20% towards a down payment for a house. I want to be a homeowner. I want to own my own home. I want to own multiple homes and multiple properties. So with that being said, I know that step 3B is going to benefit me. Once I'm able to get everything okay, I'm like, oh, I got a down payment for my house. I can do that. Step 4 is invest 15% of your income to your retirement. You got to make sure that you have something when all is said and done. Nobody is trying to wait till they 60-something and retire. There are some people who want to retire by the time they're 30, 35, and 40. And it is obtainable and achievable if you are debt-free. If you know how to leverage your debt. If you know, basically, if you're following this step, if you're organized and you're diligent in getting out of debt. Step 5, save for your kids' college fund. Some of y'all have kids that do want to go to college. Me personally, I'm probably, unless my kid's going to be a doctor or lawyer, nurse, or anything, engineer that calls for them to have to go to college, then their money is going to be there. But even saving up for my kids to travel the world and go places and experience life and then decide to go back to school, that money is already going to be available to them. Step 7, pay off your home early. So if you actually saving and budgeting and organizing your funds and finances correctly, you should be able to pay off your home early. And 7, build wealth and give. Build wealth and give. That's all it's about. What you give. All that money that you make, what you give. That's just how it is. You can't have all this money and not giving it to nobody. Whether it be church, donations, foundations, charities, you build up your own whatever. I want to have my own performance center within the next 5 years. That's my plan. That's my goal, and I'm going to stick to it. But in order for me to do that, I need to have some money, and I can't be in debt. When I go and talk to people and sign contracts, I don't want them to come back to me and be like, oh, well, we can't give this to you because you have X, Y, and Z. No, I want my history to be everything. So again, I follow these 2 hashtags, debt-free journey, debt-free community. That is basically going to be my support in getting out of debt. I get my books on Friday and I'm excited. But again, mentally, I've been preparing myself. And with that mentally preparing myself, I also am following this other person. Her name is Anna, and she has a website called andthenwesaved.com. andthenwesaved.com, which is a Spending Fast Bootcamp challenge. And it's day 3. I'm waiting on my email, but day 1 was forgiveness. I started on Monday. And no, wait. Today only Tuesday. I'm tripping. It's Teacher Tuesday. So I started on Sunday. And Sunday was day 1, and it was forgiveness. And it's write out forgive yourself of debt, of the debt you caused. So you write a letter to yourself and you forgive yourself for all the debt you caused. And I forgave myself for basically knowing better but not doing better, making excuses. I forgave myself for not being disciplined. I forgave myself for a lot of things that I caused. Not saying no, that I caused. And day 3 was gratitude. So day 2 was gratitude. Day 2 was listing things that you're grateful for. And in the email, I know she's saying, okay, wait a minute, like, forgiveness, grateful, gratitude, like, what did this have anything to do with? But I know it has everything to do with it, because your gratefulness is your why. What you're grateful for is going to be why you want to get out of debt. What you're grateful for is your why. That's what's going to push you, okay? So I'm waiting for day 3 to see what the challenge is going to be. But when I tell y'all, I am so ready and so pumped and so motivated to just live out my dreams. I know that once I'm able to go ahead and budget and plan my money better, because I got the money. I have the money. I just got to make sure that I invest my money and save my money wisely, and that I not work for my money, but I make my money work for me. So with that being said, that is it for today. I know I said that I would keep these podcasts between 15 and 30 minutes, and I'm at 32 minutes, but I'm done. And I do want to thank y'all again for tuning in. It's Tuesday, so y'all already know Desire Tuesday, Desire Dance every Tuesday at 176 South Rosemont Road, Virginia Beach, Virginia, 8:30 p.m., $10 cash, $35 for for 5 classes for a punch card that allows you to go to any of the different classes that the studio advertises. Also, yes, make sure you shop my website, divasdrippingjewels.com. The link is in my bio on my Instagram page. You don't have to search it. Go to my Instagram, Tisha the Diva, Ticia the Diva, and click the link in my bio. Purchase your $5 jewelry. Support me, y'all. Support me like I support you. If I support you, go shop my website right the fuck now. Thank you. But anyway, that's it. Again, this is for my ladies. We are here every Tuesday, each and every Tuesday with Tisha the Diva, Tisha Tuesdays, all right? Y'all have a great day, and I will see y'all next week.